Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 4 of the Battle Union Season 3. You already know the deal. This week we are taking on Xenon, the one and only, and his Sublime Salamence. Of course, Xenon, you should know about him. He has literally been on YouTube for like a billion years. You know, everybody, there's a lot of people that look up to him and respect him in the community. Unfortunately, I never really heard of him until the TBU, so I guess I missed out. But, you know, he seems like a very cool dude, and check out his channel. I'm sure you have, but check it out again, watch everything again, I don't know, stuff, be nice, do stuff for him. Also, TBU Links, everything's in the description. Team analysis went up yesterday for this battle, and I went in depth as to what my team is, why it is here in front of your faces, and what I plan to do with it. But of course, I can give you the quick rundown of the team. I do have a banded Metagross. Hey, Metagross is on the team. That used to be on Xenon's team, but we got it now because we traded our Cobalion for it. And as you can see, the Cobalion is on his side, but we'll get into his side a little bit later. So I got a banded Metagross. I have a specially defensive Calm Mind Resto Chesto Manaphy. I have a max special attack, max HP Mega Venusaur with Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, and Light Screen, as well as the Synthesis. Specially defensive bulk up Hitmonchan with a Koba Berry to reduce any flying type move from that Tornadus T and hopefully knock it out. So yeah, a lot of setup. Speaking of lots of setup, how about that Slurpuff? Right, Belly Drum, Unburdened, Citrus Berry, you know the deal. You've probably got swept by it on Showdown, I know I have, and hopefully we can sweep Xenon with it. Then we got the Arcanine, and that is also specially defensive because there's a lot of special offense on Xenon's team. Specially defensive Arcanine is best Arcanine. It 6-0 teams. It has before, and maybe it can do it again. Crossing my fingers. So, last week we lost. It sucked. The week before that we lost even worse. It sucked. The week before that we won, but it was due to hacks. It sucked. Our season has sucked. We really need to win. This is the cross-division week, so Xenon is not in our division. But a win is still really going to help us, because if we can get a win and some of our other division people could lose, we could really start gaining ground. As bad as I made it sound before, like last week, we're actually still in 4th place in the division, and the top 3 make it to the playoffs, so we're really close. So, a couple more wins under our belt, and we should be able to make a push, and that's all I really need. Once we get into playoffs, we can worry about beating everybody there, but we need to get there first. So, yeah, that is basically that. Xenon decided to bring things that I did not think he was going to bring. He brought Ninetales, he brought Cobalion, he brought Superior, Hydreigon, Tornadus T, and Rotom. Did not think Ninetales was coming. The sun just helps me so much. I have Synthesis on Venusaur, as well as Chlorophyll on regular Venusaur before it Mega Evolves. I have Morning Sun on Arcanine, as well as Sun Boosted Flare Blitzes. I really did not think Ninetales was coming, but I have a lot of specially defensive Mon, so hopefully I'm able to deal with it. Cobalion, yeah, I can see it. It's on the team that I brought, it doesn't do that much, but on my team as a whole, I could definitely see it doing work. Superior, just I don't think has a good matchup against my team, so I was pretty happy that he brought it. That means I get basically free switches into Mega Venusaur, possibly free switches into Metagross if he doesn't have a knockoff, free switches into Arcanine, so it's looking pretty good for me. Hydreigon is super powerful, and it's no fun to go up against. Neither is Tornadus T. 2 of my favorite Mons, if you remember, from Pokemon Premier League Season 3. I was going to say Pokemon PPL League, but that would be silly. Why would you say... Why would you say the... Never mind. I was trying to make the TBU joke by saying the Pokemon PPL League, but forget I tried. An attempt was made, whatever. And Rotom is a Rotom. Electric types are somewhat scary to my team. Just with like volt switching shenanigans, and I don't know, Rotom is just really unpredictable for me. I've never really faced one, so I don't do well against mons that I've never faced. So I didn't see a Tentacruel. I'm happy about that. There's no hazard removal. I can set up rocks. I didn't see a Mega Dancy. That's really cool. It can't sweep me, which it possibly could have if it showed up, because I didn't have a lot to deal with a Mega Dancy. I tried, but I don't know. It could have definitely done work. But this is what we're dealing with. And because I did not see a Tentacruel, I was like, I need rocks, let's get up rocks. So I lit out with my Metagross. Go ahead, let's get into the battle. Anything I missed, ask me in the comments, and, you know, I'll answer and all that good stuff. So, I go ahead and start off with my shiny Metagross, because I am super competitive like that. But he starts off with the Rotom, and I was actually fearing a Will-O-Wisp here, so I was just like, dang it, I cannot get up rocks yet, which I have not put up Stealth Rocks once this entire season. But he doesn't go for a Will-O-Wisp. In fact, what he does is he goes for a Shadow Ball, and this does a lot more damage than I expected it to, and that's because he's max special attack, modest specs. I know that based off the calcs, so hey, I know he is choiced into Shadow Ball. That means that he cannot take me out. He also cannot status me this turn. So what I can do is I can just Morning Sun back up to full health. If he did stay and attack me, I wanted to Morning Sun and just kind of stall him out a little bit. Maybe gain some more health back than he was given. Things like that. I am kind of designated as a Tornadus T switch in as is, so that's why I stayed in with the Arcanine. But he does knock off my leftovers, which does kind of suck, but I get off a nice Flare Blitz, which does over half, which is fantastic. Very, very happy about that. I still don't really know entirely what type of Tornadus T this is. I know it's not Life Orb, that's about all I got. It could be Choice, it could be Assault Vest, I don't actually know. But I go for the Will-O-Wisp, I just stayed in, and figure I can get residual damage on something, or on the Tornadus T if he stays in. So I have residual damage on the Hydreigon, very, very happy about that. I wasn't really sure what to switch in here, but the thing that hits the best is going to be the Manaphy, so that's what I switch into. But he just goes for U-turn, so I don't have to worry about like Specs, Draco Meteor, or anything like that. And that does nothing. So, I mean, he's definitely not a physical Hydreigon. He just has that for Switch Initiative. And he's going to go on to Grand Ka, and I was very happy about this. I wanted him to go into Superior, because this means that I can go into the Mega Venusaur, I can go to the Venusaur and get my Mega off. Because he cannot touch me. This Leaf Storm does like nothing. Once I get the Mega, I'll have even more bulk, and he can get the +6 for all I care. I'm pretty sure Leaf Storm still does like 60%. So I'm thinking that he's probably choiced in some way. I don't actually know. And I make a misprediction here. I thought maybe the Tornadus T was too obvious, and maybe he would go into the Cobalion. So I kind of abandoned my original plan of Mega Venusaur. I should have went for the Light Screen here. But I went for the Earthquake, predicting the Cobalion to come in. I should have went for the Light Screen because that was the whole plan. The whole plan is that if I got Mega Venusaur in, I would go for the Light Screen, expecting the Tornadus T to come in. That's exactly what happened, and I didn't follow through with that plan, so that kind of sucked. He reveals that he has Air Slash, which I'm just like, cool, Air Slash, not Hurricane. Also with that damage, realize he's not, revealed he's not Specs or anything. He is max special attack, but it's not Specs. He knocks off my Chesto Berry as I go for the Scald, trying to get a burn for residual damage. I should have went for another Scald here. Well, I was going to, but I actually just went for Ice Beam to just start attacking what's in front of me, which ends up kind of working because he goes back into Superior as I went for the Ice Beam. So yeah, I went for Ice Beam because that was a Tornadus T, would have killed it, and did a lot of damage to this. But of course Superior is in, which means I have switches into like half my team. This time I decided to go into Arcanine because I can Morning Sun, but he goes for Glare. And I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. Last week we broke through all of our Parahaxes, so hopefully we can do it again. He switches out again, so still kind of worried that it might be a choice, but I'm not really that concerned because it's still a Superior that gives me free switches into half my team. He switches back out into Tornadus T, which I find also kind of odd because my leftovers is already knocked off, and I'm especially defensive Arcanine, so he goes for Air Slash, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's going to flinch hacks me to death. But he doesn't flinch or hacks me at all that turn. I go for the Flare Blitz, and I mean, if I break through one more time, I mean, that's a dead Tornadus T, and I didn't think that's what he wanted in his life, so I figured he was going to switch out. He switched out into Hydreigon last time, figured he might do it again, and because of that, I went for the Close Combat. Bam! Close Combat also looked like it might have had a chance to take out the Tornadus T, depending on if he had any HP investment or not, so it wouldn't have been the worst play if he stayed in. It's whatever. But that works out very, very well for me. I figured he was going to try and get off a big hit before he went down. I thought he was going to go for a Draco Meteor, and because of that, I switched into my Metagross because it can take Draco Meteors like it's nothing, and I got that prediction correct. He went for the Draco Meteor, and the damage was decent. Look at that. That's a lot of damage. That might have been like Specs or something. I'm going to have to find that out, because that was a lot of damage. And then it goes down to the burn, which means Arcanine gets a kill. Arcanine's going to kill every single game this season, and that is going to keep up. Now, we have this. Rotom. Ready for this? I take the timer down to like 4 seconds, trying to figure out the best switch in. I kind of panic and just go into Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan can take 2 Shadow Balls, easy. But I kind of forgot, this one's also shiny, but I also kind of forgot that I don't really have anything to hit this Rotom. I was hoping that maybe he would be spooked out and like maybe start overanalyzing why I switched into this thing and switch out, but he didn't, and he just takes me out. So I'm sitting there thinking, alright, how can I turn this bad misplay of switching into Hitmonchan for no reason and sacking it off into a good thing? Well, I can do this. I calced it. Shadow Ball does about 46% max. Or, I'm sorry, it was 74%. Sorry, it was 74%, which means after the Citrus Berry, I will be at 44%. Or, I'm sorry, 54. The math puts me above 50%, which means I can go for a Belly Drum. Alright, makes sense? I'm at 8 HP. That's what I meant. I would be able to take a Shadow Ball, get off a Belly Drum after the Citrus Berry, be at +6, and then take him out. He has no priority on his team. This was kind of a little early to start doing this, and he immediately sends out Cobalion, and I'm just like, oh no, this is going to be Scarfed or something, and it's going to take me out with the Iron Head. Nope. Drain Punch. Done. So Slurpuff comes in and sets up on the Rotom, thankfully, because I did the calc. I knew he was Modest Specs, and Max Roll. I think he even got Max Roll, like, with that Rotom, honestly, because, like, that did a lot. But yeah, let's just finish this and then I'll do through my whole thought process. Still, he's not Scarf Ninetales, so I go for the Drain Punch and take this thing out. I'm like, awesome. So I'm almost back at full health now. And even if I like miss a player up, if I have to go for it, like I could still probably live hits, especially from the Superior. So I could definitely do that. But I just went for Drain Punch because I'm calcing every single move. I just need to make sure that it kills. And of course it does, because this is a Slurpuff that is at +6, unburdened boosted. He does not have Scarfed anything, so I still don't even know what that Superior was. Actually, I think he told me that might have been Akaberry. I think that was Akaberry, but doesn't matter. Tornado Sea comes in, dies to the Slurpuff, and that's game. So that was kind of fast. Unfortunately, the way I record these, I don't have it to where I can just pause it. Maybe I should. But let's rewind and take a look at what just happened here. So, essentially, things were going my way because Superior gives me switches into anything. I made a couple decent predictions. Close Combat while the Hydreigon came in. Ice Beam when the Superior came in. I got some, some things like that. I had switches into his threats. Like I said, he has a lot of special offense, and so I brought a lot of special defense, and that really worked out. Switching into Hitmonchan on the Rotom was kind of a misplay because Hitmonchan doesn't have a move to hit Rotom back. I just switched into it because I only had 4 seconds and I didn't have any more time to deliberate, and I knew that it could take 2. Mega Venusaur had like a chance to take 2. Manaphy, I don't think at the range of health it was at, could take 2. Arcanine was also kind of borderline, and I didn't want to switch Slurpuff into anything. So in the end, Hitmonchan actually ended up being the good switch, but I was kind of disappointed. He went for Shadow Ball on the Hitmonchan, and I went for another one, and that kind of defeated my whole Koba Berry Thunder Punch thing that I was going to do with Tornadus T. But once the Hitmonchan went down, that's when I was just like, alright, wait a minute, what about Slurpuff? And that's when I calced everything. I calced to make sure Slurpuff could kill everything, and I calced to make sure that I could take a Specs Shadow Ball. I knew what move he had to go for, which made the calc very easy. I just calced Max Special Attack, Choice Specs, Shadow Ball from Rotom to Slurpuff. All that HP investment that I had really paid off. Because of that HP investment, the max roll was 74.9%, I want to say. So let's just say 75%. If he does 75% to me, I'm at 25%. Citrus Berry is going to do 30 health, which actually that's not 30%. Actually, that might not have been a guaranteed thing, but 74.9. I'd have to do the calc to see how much health percentage that Citrus Berry gains back. I thought it was actually going to do more. Oh my gosh, was that a misplay? I think I was thinking that Citrus Berry was going to give me back 30% of my health, which is definitely not true. So I think I was actually kind of a misplay calc that actually just worked out. But either way, I was pretty confident that I could take a Shadow Ball, have the Citrus Berry activate, be able to get off the Belly Drum, and then I didn't want to like get in my head that I was just about to sweep him, because I was just like, He's going to have something for this. He's going to have a way to stop it. He's going to have a Scarf Cabellion, something. But he didn't, and I'm very, very happy about that. So, Slurpuff shows up for the first time this season and got 5 kills. Second most on the team because Arcanine has 6 kills. So that's pretty good. I don't know. So, he didn't get to show off a lot of his sets. I didn't really get to put into use most of my sets. But, that's just the game. We got a 5-0 victory. So, I mean, take the game for what it is. You know, I kind of switched into Hitmonchan just for no reason, and then I just sweep with Slurpuff. That's the game. And, yeah, so that is essentially it. We are now 2-2. We actually deserved this win. First one that I feel like we've actually won this season. And, yeah. So, we might be bouncing back into the playoff race, and we go back to facing division opponents starting next week, where we will be taking on the infamous Jedi Cardet and his Western Weezings. Very, very excited about that. Unfortunately, because I won, that means that I have to keep trying, and I can't start memeing the season away. So I don't know how much memes we can bring against Jedi, but it should be a very, very fun match. So that should basically wrap up everything here. If I missed anything, make sure to address it in the comment section, and I will of course reply, answer any inquiries, and all that good stuff. And that should basically be it. And then I will see you guys next week when we have that battle and everything like that. And that's about it. So, thanks for watching, and until the next time, guys, stay sly.